Well, Mr. Nate, what brought you and your family to Red Lane Baptist Church?
Well, if I tell you the fact, who brought me to Red Lane Baptist Church, I'd say Jesus Christ, because I was born in South Carolina, and the wife was North Carolina, and we would go back on vacation and see where we could retire at. And I was working with a guy. He was a supervisor in the department, and he asked me to stop by and see him. He was on ball field in Powelltown. I stopped by to saw him. We ended up falling in love with Virginia. I had never heard talk of the town. And I started going to a church, and we got a new pastor there, and he was from North Carolina, and he could preach. He could play the instruments and all. And the head deacon come to me and told me, he says, what do you think of him? I said, I don't know him, but he seemed to be nice. He said, he's one of the best, but we don't want him because he's too young. He's 36. And I was a preacher lived down the street. Well, he was just beginning to be the preacher. And he asked me to come to Red Lane. And he was teaching. And I come out here, and people told me, don't go. Don't go, don't go. So Mark says, this pastor's name was Mark, he said, pray over it. And the wife said, well, we don't want to start nothing because there's no mix there. And I says, well, I'll pray over it. So we got up that Sunday morning. She said, where you going to church? You going to the other church? I said, I'm going to Red Lane. I said, where you going? She said, I'm going to Red Lane too. Come to Red Lane. The people accepted us. And we had one guy, he was a deacon. And he told me, he said, don't join. He said, you'll hurt the church. But everybody else was 100%. And I come to Red Lane Baptist Church, and this is the best church I've ever been, because one of the things, Jesus Christ is a member here, and anywhere you go where Jesus is, you go in the right place. And I love it, and a lot of church treated me. I come to the Red Lane, started visiting in 1993, and I become a member in 94. And they really accepted us, and they come to the house, Sunday school class and everything. We got along good, and the pastors were good pastors, but the best pastor I ever heard here was the pastor we got. Well, he preach it, he tell it like it is, he tell it plain. I have been to churches where the pastor preach a little over here, and somebody said, why do you preach on? I don't know. But if somebody asked me what he preached on, it's easy to tell. He tell it like it is, and I love to hear him. And I'm on there. I'm handicapped, but I can get out and go to Walmart and places. I can come to the church, a special place where you serve the Lord and hear him. And I come here one Sunday. The devil told me to don't come. This whole jaw was hurting. This hip was naturally hurting. And I said, well, I'm going anyhow. And the pastor prayed. I prayed. And I ain't never had that pain no more since. And I love the church. And it's, to me, it's one of the better churches I've ever been to. And that's why I say the Lord sent me in. And the people here treats me good. I got people here from Red Lane. I can call 2 o'clock in the morning. It's raining, it's snowing. They get up out of bed and come. You got to be a Christian to do that, because they're better than I is. I tell you that now, you got to be a Christian. And this is my home, and it always will be. And the pastor is my pastor, and he'll always be, because It's like I tell people. I heard people preachers could preach as good as he could. He does. But I never heard one could preach better than me. He can, because he tell it like it is and explain itself and everything. So, and he got a family that's for him. And I love to see a family get along. When there's children that's for him, his wife sat on the front. I've been where you didn't know whether the preacher was married or not. You didn't see the wife. But everything here, to me, turned up to be from the Lord. And I love the church.